What is up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you live reaction Packers versus Niners. What a game. Let's talk about everything that happened during the game. I watched every second of this game. So let's talk about it, guys. So, sorry for the background. My webcam's messing up right now. Took me a long time to get it fixed. I was trying to mess with it and restart the computer. I am going to take too long. It is late, pushing midnight, at least on the East Coast. So, let's talk about it, guys. So the Niners survived the Packers 24-21. As I said, you see the thumbnail on my video. Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, they almost cost themselves this game here. And let's talk about it. Well, first, before I get into that, let's talk about, let's give a couple of shout outs first. Shout out Matt LaFleur, doing a great job with the Packers. Without Aaron Rodgers, we're still with young weapons. I was one of the main guys criticizing them this offseason without Rodgers. Get Jordan Love some veteran weapons, get him some guys, that can get open, get him some good slot guys, to go with Christian Watson, go with Romeo Dobbs. And they didn't do that. They stuck with more young guys. They got Wicks, they got Reed, who had a pretty good season. You still had Dobbs, you still had Watson, you had Kraft, and what's the other tight end name? Mossgrove, something like that. They all played well for young guys. So I think Mossgrove, Kraft is, I don't think is young, but I think Mossgrove is pretty young. But they all had young guys, had young weapons, plus Love, who's young and inexperienced, and they had a great season. Also, shout out to Joe Barry. I was on Joe Barry super, super hard. I even called for him to be fired prior to maybe about a month ago. Somewhere around this time, about a month ago, around this time, I called for Joe Barry to be let go. The defense had a tough stretch of games, even games that they ended up winning. I was very tough on Joe Barry, the DC for the Packers. And let me say this: they've been playing ball since the playoffs started. Only been two games. Obviously, they're out now, but they definitely balled out versus a couple of those, top teams, the top two teams in the NFC. That was the Cowboys and that was the Niners. So uh, definitely, I want to, shout out Joe Barry. Also, Romeo Dobbs, Jordan Love, the whole squad for the offense. The defense stepped up as well. Tough, especially that front seven. That front seven for the Packers was elite. They were super elite. They tried to hold on. They tried to hold on and uh, shut down Purdy and the Niners all game. They were close. They were close. They just couldn't get it done. But let's get on to the Niners as well. Poor performance. Poor performance by their top two guys, or two of the most important guys, and that being Brock Purdy, and the other being the head coach slash play caller in Kyle Shanahan. They both struggled, like a lot, mightily. They both struggled. Brock Purdy was so inaccurate tonight. It was crazy. Now, all of it wasn't on him, especially that third down, I think in the late third, early fourth to Ray McLeod on the left side of the field. Was a tough throw. I think McLeod was expected to come back to the ball. That's where Brock Purdy threw it at. But it was more throws than that. A lot of throws were skipping. A lot of throws too high. A lot of throws were, or at least one of the early ones, should have been a pick six by Brock Purdy. Well, a pick six from Brock Purdy to Darnell Savage early in that first quarter. It didn't happen. It was a drop by Savage that could have changed the game, obviously. But Purdy played terrible, and the rain was no excuse. Love played with the rain as well, especially with Brock Purdy being at where did he go to school at? Iowa State, right? I think Iowa State Cyclones, if I'm not mistaken. And he played with a glove and played in the rain during those years there. So there's no excuse. Purdy just played bad. There was no excuse about that. But going to Kyle Shanahan. Now, my history with Kyle Shanahan's runs pretty deep. As I said before, I'm a Falcons fan. I say every video if I need to say it. I am a Falcons fan since I was about 6 to now I'm 28. And we all know when things get tight in the big games, Kyle Shanahan kind of tightens up. And I'm a Falcons fan, so I know that for a fact. Super Bowl, whatever it was, a couple years ago, my Falcons lost to the Patriots, blew the big lead, all that good stuff. And Shanahan was our offensive coordinator, and he played not to lose instead of winning in the second half, and obviously we lost that matchup. And as you saw today, that graphic Fox showed late in the third, going to the fourth quarter, I think he was like 0-30, down by 7, going to the fourth quarter, and he righted that wrong today. He kind of got a demon off his shoulder, or the monkey off his back, whatever you want to call it. And we saw the Niners pull off a miracle victory, especially with Shanahan's eyes and his history with trailing in the fourth quarter. Definitely, was a big win and an escape by the Niners. But uh, all in all, though, Shanahan and Purdy could have lost this game and should have lost this game, in all honesty, for this Niners team. Now on to the injury, Debo Samuel. I swear, man, the Niners cannot escape a big game without a big time injury. And Debo left early with a head injury, came back in and left early and left later on during the matchup. And I also want to shout out, going back to shout outs again, which I didn't do it at the very top of it. Shout out to Jauan Jennings. Played very big time in the absence of Debo Samuel, and also the struggle of Brock Purdy, the struggle of Brandon Ayuk, who kind of found or couldn't really find his rhythm with Brock Purdy all night. They had little moments here and there, but all in all, kind of a struggle to kind of get going with him and Brock Purdy. But yeah, Jauan Jennings played well. Let me see his numbers real quick. What did he have? Jauan Jennings, 5 catches for 61 yards. You can't beat that. You can't beat that for a backup filling in for your superstar wide receiver, superstar player. He made some big catches. Shout out as well to Chris Conley from the Niners. Only had one catch. It was a big catch, I believe, on third down. Very big catch on the sideline. And even this one catch, that one catch means a lot. It really did. Also Greg Kittle, one nice big drop, but other than that, had a touchdown, some pretty good moments. But overall, man, it was a very intense game, very hard hitting game, very physical game. And like I said, I'm proud of the Packers. Like I said, I was a month away, a month ago. I was calling for Joe Barry to be fired. I was like, man, they need to, even though I thought Love played well for the whole season, it was kind of up and down in certain moments, but overall played well. He took it to another level. He really did during the playoffs, especially the last half of the season after being called out by the team president, Gunther Kuntz. He went crazy, the last half of the season plus the playoffs. So shout out to Love. But overall, man, Aaron Jones played well, played a heck of a game. This is the best Aaron Jones we've seen in a couple years, at least on a game to game basis. 5-6 games straight, over 100 yards, ran his butt off. I really think the Packers could have won this game if they could have ran the ball a little bit more. I think they should have ran Jones. Jones only had 18 carries, which is a lot, but I think they could have squeezed some more out of him. Honestly, in certain moments where they passed, I think they could have made Aaron Jones run. Because that O line held up well. The O line held up the pass rush. The O line held up for the running game for the most part. The Niners did adjust. They did start handling Jones a little bit better, but for the most part, the O line for the Packers held up pretty nicely. That front seven for the Packers, especially that front three, front four. I want to shout out one of the guys. Let me see. One of the linemen I took note of for the Packers really was impressive. The same guy that blocked the kick. Who blocked the Niners field goal kick? I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Wyatt. It was it Carl Brooks? Was it no, it wasn't Carl Brooks. It might have been Carl Brooks, but whoever it was, one of the D linemen for the Packers had a heck of a game. Wyatt played very well. Who else was it? Like I said, the linebackers played well, but Wyatt, I think I want to say Carl Brooks, the same one or whoever it was that blocked. Was it Valentine? No, Valentine's a cornerback. Whoever it was that blocked the kick was played very well, plain and simple. And like I said, that whole front three, front four, plus the linebackers, the front seven, they played well all night. Quay Walker battled through the physicality, battled through a little pain he had later on during the matchup. Just overall, man, the Packers play well. Like I said, they should have won this game. They should have won this game, man. The point. I hate to do it, but you got to point to the kicker. The kicker, man. He had a shot, missed it. Tough moment there, but he had a good shot. And what was it? It wasn't that long. I forgot what did he miss? Let me pull up and see real quick. What did he miss? How long was it? Kicking 2 for 3. Which one did he miss? I forgot which one he missed, but overall, man. Okay, he missed the one that was from 40 to 49. I forgot the actual yardage on it, but Anders, man, Anders the kicker. He had a rough year all year. He was a rookie. He is a rookie. Well, was season's over now. He was a rookie. Had an up and down year, and as the broadcast said, Matt LaFleur said himself, he was going to let Rich, the special team coach, former Raiders coach, when John Gruden got let go, he took over the Raiders. That same Rich, he's now the special team coach for the Packers. He was going to let Rich handle him and just pray, and he ended up missing that big time kick that could have made it 24-17. Obviously, the Niners will score, so it would have been a tie game, possibly a field goal drive, a game winning drive, or still will be a game-winning drive for the Packers, but it wouldn't have been so much pressure. Love might have not have forced that ball. It was a nasty pick. The second pick was a nasty pick. Don't get me wrong there. First one not entirely on him. Ball was a little high, a little behind him, but the ball was tipped, I believe, by Musgrave or maybe Croft, one of the tight ends. But that first pick, was kind of a half and half on the receiver on him. But that second pick, that last pick in the game, it was a tough one. It was a tough one, and that's that Packer lineage in them with the Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Crossbody, having full confidence, having that reckless abandon to him. So it happens. He's still, I'm not gonna say he's young because even older quarterbacks, and I believe Jordan Love, even 5 years from now, will make the same play. Because Rodgers did, Favre did, so and more quarterbacks do too. But he has that confidence, that bravado to make that play. I saw what he saw. It was a glimmer. It was a glimmer of Watson, but when you look at it and hone in real good, and the ball traveled in the air, you saw three guys from the Niners corral to the ball quickly and covered Watson. So Watson really had no shot at that ball, honestly. So if the first guy would have missed it, I think it was Greenlaw. One of the other two guys would have definitely hopped on it and got in front of it and picked it off. So it was a glimmer of hope. It was a tough play, bad play by Jordan Love. I saw what he saw doing the replay. For a quick second, I saw Christian Watson open, but that hole closed up very, very fast. But overall, for Love, played well. Played well under pressure, played well under the rest for the most part. Like I said, the Niners defense, the Niners pass rush didn't really get to him. I don't think he got sacked tonight. I don't want to be wrong. Let me check real quick, but I don't think he got sacked. I don't think so. He had pressure a little bit towards the end. Yeah, no sacks. The pressure did affect him a little bit, same way it affected Purdy. But I think that Packers front seven affected Purdy a lot more than Love was affected by it. Purdy, like I said, Purdy was awful. Purdy was awful, man. But before I get back to the Niners, stay on the Packers. I think, and I want to say, and they tried. Don't get me wrong, they tried because Matt LaFleur's game is really dink and dunk, run the ball, and then wait for a shot downfield. Now I was about to say I wish they would have got Christian Watson the ball more, who is their primetime deep threat. But no, the Niners played well. They knew they were trying to set that up, and they didn't let it happen. The time they did go deep with Dobbs. Now, I think the Melton one time they got pass interference calls, so they definitely tried their deep shots. But I really wish Watson could have got loose for one because he is that game breaker. He is someone I've been waiting on kind of all year. He's been banged up as well, so that is understandable. They've been trying to work him back slowly, especially last week's game too. They try to work Watson back pretty slowly, and tonight was no different. But I really would love to see Watson involved a little bit more. But like I said, the Niners did a good job in taking away his deep threat. Now on to the Niners. More on them. Like I said, as I said earlier, we're in a hole. mini rant. Kyle Shanahan struggled with the play calling. Brock Purdy struggled with the passing, but Christian McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, aka the Niners' white Jesus, he was amazing again. He had a not a rough game, but the Packers made it rough on him. They made him work for everything he got, passing, rushing yards. He didn't have too many breakaway or break open moments, but when he did, he definitely capitalized on it. But overall, man, Brock Purdy, excuse me, Christian McCaffrey played a heck of a game. Obviously, he's that superstar player. I hope Debo is back next week, and I want to say this as well: the Niners better pray for the Buccaneers. The Niners better pray for the Buccaneers because Jared Goff and the Lions, if they come to town, if Jared Goff and the Lions come to town, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna stick to it. I have the Lions going all the way to the Super Bowl. That run game is legit. Their O line is better than the Packers' offensive line, in my opinion, led by Penei Sewell and those boys. Two good running backs, not just one, like you have in Aaron Jones. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. You have David Montgomery. You have the unstoppable St. Brown. You have the deep threat in Williamson. You have Josh Reynolds, who's pretty solid. You have Sam Laporta. You have another dominant team in Detroit coming. So the Niners better pray and hope the Buccaneers win. They better pray because if they face the Lions, I have the Lions going all the way to the NFC. I mean to the Super Bowl. I really do if that matchup does happen. Plus health, obviously. But I think Jared Goff can definitely overcome the Niners defense, who this year they played well. The Niners defense, the Russian thing, they tonight broke their 51 game streak of not having a 100-yard rusher. But they've been kind of open this year to kind of get picked apart in certain games, certain matchups. And I think the Lions matchup will definitely test their full defense. The pass rush, they'll test the front seven, the whole front seven, linebackers as well, and they'll test those DBs. Ward plays well. He had a great season all year, but he is beatable. He's not locked down. He's not shut down. He definitely is beatable. And also, the Niners defense have been they have been susceptible to the pass all year for the most part. Under their new regime and Coach Steve Wilks. So, if the Lions, like I said, I keep saying, if the Lions play the Niners, I have the Lions winning. So they better pray for the Bucks. But overall, man, this was a fun game, fun matchup. Didn't want to stay on live too long. I just didn't want to wait and do the processing for do a full video or whatever. It takes too much time, all that stuff. It's late, pushing or past midnight now on the East Coast. So, but that's it for the video, guys. Heck of a game, heck of a showing. Both teams showed up. Like I said, Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan almost lost it for their team, but they got lucky. Jordan Love made a few mistakes. Anders, the kicker for the Packers, made one big mistake, and then the ball seemed to bounce the Niners' way at the very end. Also, a couple of bad spotting too by the referees on the Packers side. The Packers had a couple of rough spots. I think they could have been first down, could have been closer in certain moments. Some of the third downs, the shorts, some of the fourth. I think one fourth down was pretty close, But overall, man, the officiating was pretty good. Nick Bosa was held a little bit much, but they didn't call that at all. But overall, the officiating wasn't that bad. Not too many calls on after the play activities. That both teams were getting physical, shoving, pushing. So the officiating this game wasn't that bad. Wasn't really a determined factor. So that was pretty good to not be able to whine about the officiating this game tonight. They let the boys play. They let them be physical. It was a pretty fun game, pretty good matchup there. So overall, the question is, can you say the best team won? And I don't know. I really don't know. Love and the Packers played pretty well. I wish they would have gave the Aaron Jones the ball a little bit more. Like I said, both teams left it all out on the field, and the Packers came up a little bit short. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.